Last week and this week, let's put our hands together for Dr. Jamal Bryant.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the most disrespected species in the earth is the black woman. And today we come to honor an amazing black woman whose life was snuffed out too early. I want you to do me a favor, for whatever sisters are standing around you, would you just cheer for the black women who are in our midst today? Come on, you gotta do better than that. Cheer for the queens. Come on, open up your mouth, cheer for the queens. In 1786, a group of slave owners, known in history as the Founding Fathers, came together and they decided that the mascot for the United States would be the eagle. They said because of how high it flies, for how far it goes, and for how long it lives. Today, the bald eagle is on the endangered species list, giving us evidence that America doesn't protect what it claims to care about. Even while the eagles are on all of our money, since Calvin Coolidge in 1922, dogs have always lived in the White House. Dogs are so sacred to America that they sent Michael Vick to federal prison for 21 months for a dog fight he wasn't even present for. 146 years later, we find ourselves in Louisville, Kentucky, and there are no eagles flying over us. There are no dogs barking in the park. Because the undercurrent of American culture has always been about horses. It was illegal for slaves to even get on a horse because we were thought to be above our place. I don't want you to forget it wasn't until 2000 that black people could be jockeys on a horse. And yet here we are 101 days later. Not after the death of Breonna Taylor, but after the murder of Breonna Taylor. And still nobody has been arrested. We came not just to tell Louisville, not just to tell Kentucky, but we came to tell America, stop horsing around. That there is time out for you ignoring that it was black people who built this country on our backs. That it was black women that nursed white babies from their breasts. That built the White House and established the commerce that was necessary for there to be a stock market in the first place. We came to remind Louisville, Kentucky, and America that you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And so for 100 days, we have demonstrated to you peaceably as to what it is that democracy is supposed to look like. We have been waiting for America to do what it says it would do on paper. But still, the ink has not dried. Because this is not the land of the free or the home of the brave. This is the land of cowards and those who hide behind masks and gloves and allow us to die disproportionately of COVID-19. You've got to understand that there's always a dark horse in the race. The dark horse is the horse you don't expect to finish, the horse you don't expect to succeed. But America is seeing these black and brown and white faces in a park because we understand that America, if it ever realizes what it is supposed to be, it'll never be lost in a horse race, but will do what is best for the human race. There are those who are walking around Louisville today who are in fact practicing their constitutional right of open carry. and they think that they can intimidate us because all they have in their hand is horsepower. But we are here in this park because we've got God's power. And we understand that the race isn't given to the swift or to the strong, but to those that endure to the end. We're glad the National Guard is here, but the same way you protect those horses, you ought to be protecting black children from being gunned down in the streets. We're glad the police have shown up today, but where are the police when it is that we're being mowed down senselessly like dogs in the street? We're glad that the governor will show up for a race, but where are you when our teachers are being underpaid and our children are being undereducated? We're glad you got barricades on every other block, but when are you going to stop dropping off drugs in our communities when it is that we don't have the helicopters to bring them here in the first place? We're glad you got all of this surveillance when we're doing the right thing, but would y'all turn on the body cameras that we paid for in the first place? We're tired of you horsing around. I want to ask every person to lift up your right fist in the air, because I want America to see what unity is supposed to look like. You can't saddle our passion. You can't saddle our drive. You can't saddle our determination. We understand if God be for us, who can be against us? And if we've been here 100 days, doggone it, we gonna be here another 100 days until all 4 police officers are arrested. If you believe it, make some noise right now. Come on, y'all gotta turn it up louder than that. Turn it up louder than that. Turn it up louder than that. We have to stay the course. We have to stay in vision and stay in purpose. Every horse that will race today will only have a chance if it keeps its blinders on. And to keep its blinders on is to understand that I've got to see what the finish line is. The finish line is not the 4 officers getting arrested, but the system being dismantled. Come on, I can't hear anybody. The long-range approach is understanding that our community should not be afraid of the police. And the police shouldn't be afraid of the community. Hear this, if they actually lived in the community. There's got to be a standard that I'm sick of the Klan no longer wearing white robes but blue uniforms. We got to shift all of that. Jesus said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. So if Jesus knocks on the door, what makes Louisville police think they can go through the door without ever knocking? We got to change the standard. Standard is understanding the prophetic witness of Isaiah, who was never an American citizen, but understood that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. And Louisville, here's where we come in. Run and not get weary. Walk and not faint. I love you, Louisville. Let's keep marching until those 4 officers are arrested and the Attorney General is put out of office. I'm not a doctor. I'm a pop star. Let's keep rocking.